Okay, I got a quick important message for all my chart witness follower. It pertains to this particular line. I know people may have heard this, but I have a couple of important things to say as well. But for the people who missed it, I want to go over. Basically, I want to go over this part quickly. Basically, what's happening is that StockTwits it can't handle more than 50 replies to a message at once. It'll take in the numbers, but it won't display them. Um, and this is what I and as you can see, basically at 50, and when you click there, it won't go lower. Now, this is actually a great thing because it gave me a great idea. I've talked about a line 1 and line 2. So basically, everything's going to be the same. So I'm going to have, I sent an update to my chart witness follower. Check your spam box as well. Line 1, fast followers. And you're going to see line 2, slow followers. Now, what that really means is that the really quick people are going to fill up the first 50 spots, which is, really the ones I'm going to look at a lot. And then, or know that, hey, that's great, they're fantastic. And then the other 50 will be, the slow. Now, the top, you can have a top 10 and the slow is still fast, right? But it gives people now a priority, and this is actually for your own good as well. The market is a never-changing thing. You're going to have really amazing weeks, and then you're going to have, slow weeks. But it's the great times to be in where you can make a lot of money because you're prepared for it and you have avoided a lot of the false signals. And this is what my systems does, is to avoid a lot of the false signals that are in the market and be able to get into the strong signals. And Google here is no different. I mean, this was a bottom play, and there are people who got in this and people who didn't. It doesn't really matter. What matters is to witness. Take for anyone who's a new follower, or even every follower who, because not everybody looks at everything, but look at this chart and look at the plan. You know exactly what I said. The safe zone is exactly where the execution was. It wasn't a lower number. It was more in the safer zone where it became pretty clear. And once you were, I mean, sure, you could have gotten it at 543, but sometimes, getting in early, is where the false, it's kind of like luck of the draw. But sometimes it was possible. This is why I gave these ranges, because Google is a lot more volatile than other stocks. But it was very smooth, this trade, an amazingly smooth trade. So it's very well identified, and I'm really proud of this one. I mean, there's so many other ones that I've done as well, but Google's a tough stock, and it goes to show you I know what the hell I'm talking about. Because now people are realizing it, but no pro posted this information. This is gold information. You guys are seeing gold analysis, free. This is like getting a chart. This is like getting someone a high-end chart product, and even they don't do this. I know this. I've checked out stuff to see what they do, what they do not do. And I mean, this plan was awesome. You just had to read this, and as you get understanding my system and looking for the volume and all that, you'll be able to execute stuff like this in the future. Even if you miss this, what happens is you will not miss this eventually. But anyways, so when it comes to these lines, I think it's a great idea, this line 1, line 2, fast, slow. Now it gives people a priority. It gives the people who gives a lot of people trying to get the top 50, top 60 spots. Even if it goes to the slow, the top 10 will be the fast, and anything below that will be the slow responders. I mean, it's in all fairness, it's important that everybody responds, and everybody responds. That's great. That the boxes that all fills up. Because when it doesn't, I check who doesn't do it, and I see. And that's why I tell people put the dates. It's all there to make my life easier. It's there to make my life easier so that I focus on the real serious people. Because you know what? This is a serious business, and if you want to make money, you've got to follow the market on a daily basis through the good and the bad. through the good and the bad. Because the market chops, I've said this millions of times, it chops more often. We're talking about 70% of the time. And 30% of the time you have really strong moves. And if you're not prepared for the strong moves, and part of the reason why we have a confirmation system is to prevent false moves, sometimes stocks aren't ready, and that because if they can't confirm, they're simply not ready. This is where I come up with a confirmation system, and it works like a charm. Google was ready, Google confirmed. Apple was ready, Apple confirmed. But when Apple wasn't ready, it didn't confirm. There was a day, back in the day, we go to Apple here. We didn't confirm very well. We had a lot of problems. We were in the chop zone in January. And then if you weren't prepared after the earnings move mentally to take the signals, that all worked, by the way, from the earnings signal to the add-on signal to the other ad and so on and so forth, you wouldn't catch the strong move. But it trended. Look at this. We chopped theoretically. There were moves to be made. We chopped here for months. There were moves to be made, but there was chop at least for a month or month and a half, followed by a few weeks of really strong runs, followed by about a couple of months of chop. There were some profits to be made, but they weren't the big moves. And most people are never prepared to catch the trending waves. They don't. Anyways, that's beyond the scope of this video. But I think it was important to to talk about that. So I'm going to have these two line system. Line 1, fast follower. Line 2, slow follower. I'm glad that everybody responds to those two lines. But now I give people a reason to want to respond faster, because you got the top 60. Top 50 being the best, of course. The top 60, the top 10 of the second line is important as well, because at least those people made an effort to move to line 2. And it's going to be interesting. I think I can learn something from the statistics of these responses to an important message to my chart witness follower. Line 1, line 2, slow, fast, that I explained. So there you have it, people. Things are going really great. And thanks for listening. Like the video.